right. Good day to you all, and happy Friday. Thank you for joining me for the 7th Rubic Weekly AMA of 2022. I'm your host, Colin O'Brien, and I am very happy to be here today to discuss recent developments for Rubic. This is only the second Twitter Spaces we have done. I am recording this through Twitter Spaces so people can listen to the audio directly through Twitter. Now, something I discovered last week, Twitter has a rather arduous process for extracting audio from these recorded Twitter Spaces, so I can't guarantee it will be uploaded to our Telegram or Anchor just yet, but hopefully Twitter streamlines that process of downloading it, in the near future, so that it is easier to extract the audio for uploads to other platforms. I'm also video recording today's show so that we can upload it to our YouTube channel as well. This is only the second time I'm trying to do the AMA podcast utilizing these different recording and hosting methods, so I apologize in advance if there are any technical issues. I also do want to mention that I do not have a fancy teleprompter to read my notes while looking at the camera, so I won't be looking into the camera very much throughout today's show. With all of that said, as usual, I am very excited to be conducting this AMA podcast and to talk about all the recent updates with you regarding Rubic and our multi-chain protocol. I hope you have prepared some new questions for me. As always, I am happy to answer as many of your questions as I can. If I don't have an answer for you, I will consult with the rest of our team so I can try to get you your answer. I would also like to remind our listeners, again, to please DM me your questions throughout the week. There has been a decline in DM'd AMA questions throughout the week, and I'd like to remind all of you, again, to please do that. Please DM me your questions when you think of them, and that makes it way easier for me to consolidate your questions in advance and try to find some answers for you for some of those more difficult questions. I can talk to the team in advance. So. Now this week, unfortunately, we don't have a guest on our show. Unfortunately, the guest I was going to have on today had come down with a case of COVID, so they had to rain check for a later date. I do wish him a quick and speedy recovery, and I am looking forward to chatting with him in a future Twitter Spaces. We do have many projects that are lined up to come on and talk about what they are working on, their relationship with Rubic, and all things blockchain. But many of them are waiting just a little bit longer to finish working with our SDK and our widget. They want to get those integrated into their apps and websites before they come on to talk about their projects. So instead of interviewing a guest today, I'll be going through our weekly update report, recapping development and marketing elements for the past week, and stopping intermittently to take questions from our audience, and wrapping up with $50 worth of BRBC giveaway for anyone who asks a question during today's AMA broadcast. If you are interested in lending your voice, and you're feeling up to asking me a question live, you're more than welcome to click the microphone icon. It'll be located in the bottom left corner of Twitter Spaces UI, and I will call on you to ask a question. But as always, feel free to ask your questions in our Telegram chat, and I will do my best to answer as many of them as I can. All right, let's jump into the weekly update report. All right, starting off with development, integrations of new blockchains, DEXs, and our multi-chain protocol. So for multi-chain protocol updates, throughout the week, we completed several improvements of our current multi-chain solution. These improvements have increased the stability and optimization of the Near and Solana networks that have been integrated into our multi-chain protocol. And we have also started researching the next blockchain network that we will be integrating. Moving on to widgets and SDK. So an update for our SDK. This week we issued numerous updates to our multi-chain protocol. And these updates include the integration of new DEXs that were just added to different networks, which include nearly all of the recently integrated blockchain networks. Now, the Rubic SDK team continues to develop the SDK, and we are preparing a release of the beta version of our SDK sometime over the next few months. We don't have an ETA for you right now, but sometime over the next few weeks or so, we hope to kind of give you guys a ballpark idea of an ETA on when you guys can expect the beta version of the SDK to launch. But our team is working hard on that to get that ready. We have a lot of different projects. Some of them household name projects that are very interested in our SDK, and they're working with our team right now to get it integrated. So we're excited for the coming months and for all the announcements of integrations for different projects. So moving on to multi-chain development, particularly our staking. So on February 23rd, we finished the first round of RBC staking on app.rubic.exchange. During the first round of staking, our users received an APR of more than 79% during the 3-month staking period. This week, we announced the second round of staking on our platform. Now, this round of staking will feature changes and improvements to the first round. And before I get into those, I'm going to stop and take some questions real quick from some of our community members who have asked them throughout the week. Pull this up. Okay. Kai asks, what are the next chains to be integrated? Kai, you are going to have to wait. We're going to announce that in the coming weeks, and we'll let you know what we're working on. Kai also wants to know, are we going to get details on staking 2.0 today? I will get to it in just a moment. And then Patrick Kruger asked, "What is there a date for the beta release of the SDK?" We do not have a concrete date right now, but we will be sharing that in the near future. Patrick Kruger asks, what about the Node software? So I believe you're referring to our validator node software. There was a delay on the team in releasing the validator source code. There are some things they wanted to continue working on to address some changes internally that we've made to the validator scheme. So as soon as the team gets it all dialed in, we will go ahead and release that to our community. Okay. Before I go any further, I'll turn back to our weekly update report and continue on with our second round of staking. So, some main points for the upcoming second round of staking. We have a predicted APY of 30%, and that is with full occupancy. Users will be able to leave and join our staking campaign at any time, assuming there's room to join, and rewards will be distributed correspondingly. We will complete the issuance of rewards in BRBC tokens, and that will be on a daily basis, done with buybacks by the team. And the staking contract will be a new contract. So all of you who participated in our first round of staking are going to need to withdraw your funds because that contract is no longer going to be valid. There will be a second staking contract for this second round, and that will be deployed on the Binance Smart Chain network. Now, the total staking pool size will again be 7 million RBC, or BRBC in this case. And the duration of the second round of staking will be 6 months. So, that will be coming next week, March 1st. We'll have more details on the exact time as we progress over the course of the weekend. We'll share some more information with our community regarding the exact time. So, and then there is a Medium article you guys can check out with all of the details and information pertaining to the second round of staking, and you'll be able to look at that in the weekly update. Okay, moving on from there, Turkish language integration. One of our users, Zinderud, has completed the translation of Rubic.exchange and app.rubic.exchange into Turkish. So we're really happy to complete this integration, and our team has rewarded Zinderud with BRBC tokens for his efforts. All right, before I go on any further with the weekly report, I'll take a look at some more of these questions real quick. AE wants to know, is it possible to create a one-way widget where the transactions end up going straight into a predefined wallet? That is a great question. I believe that was inspired by the things going on with Give, Send, Go in Canada and all that. I believe so. I don't think we have that feature set up yet, but I believe that is something that is possible to do. I don't think there would ever be like a huge demand for it, but as it pertains to charities and fundraisers and things like that, yeah, that would be fantastic. So the team has been made aware of it. I actually sent your question off to them earlier in the week. They've been so busy, though, I have not got a response yet on that. But I will follow up with them to see if I can get you an answer. Dustin wants to know, will we have the TestNet Ventures guy, Johnny Wang, on the weekly voice chat? Yes. Sometime in the future, I would love to have him on. I know he is very, very busy, and he's working on some stuff right now with us and for us. So, we'll see if I can get him on a future Twitter Spaces. Okay. Cube Wizard wants to know if I prefer light mode or dark mode on Rubic.exchange. I'm personally a fan of dark mode. That's most of the time. The only time I'm not using dark mode for any type of app is messaging apps that I'll use throughout the day. It just makes it a lot easier to, read text and things like that, in well-lit environments when using like a light mode. And that's my personal preference. But as far as apps in general go, I usually use dark mode for most things, and that includes Rubic. So I personally love the color aesthetic of our dark mode. I think it's fantastic. That's not a knock on the light mode at all, but it's just my personal preference. But yeah, I think dark mode is fantastic. Okay. Let me turn back now to our weekly update report, and we'll move on with the marketing updates. So, we launched some text ads on some of the most high traffic crypto websites in the world: Etherscan, Polygon Scan, and BSC Scan. They basically talk about our 0% multi-chain protocol fees right now. So make sure, again, you guys don't sleep on that. It won't last forever. If you are interested in migrating from one blockchain network to another, now is the time. There are screenshots of our ad on each one of those websites. You'll be able to check that out in the weekly update report. And we also launched a banner ad campaign on BSC Scan and Etherscan, reminding people about our amazing multi-chain protocol, the ability to swap over 15,000 assets currently with 0% fees. So super cool stuff. We've got a couple more screenshots of that as well. And this week, RBC was included as one of the most traded tokens by Phantom Daily. So thank you to Phantom Daily for the shout out. Also, Near Insider wrote an overview about Rubic on their official Twitter account. So thank you to Near Insider for the shout out. DCT DAO announced a collaboration with Rubic. We'd like to thank them for that announcement and for collaborating with us. And the Crypto Candy, an influencer on Twitter, mentioned our limited time promotional 0% multi chain protocol fees. And we've got screenshots of some of those tweets there on the weekly report, so you can check that out as well. Again, we are launching the second round of BRBC staking very soon. Therefore, we have prepared a new landing page. On this page, you'll find all the relevant information pertaining to the upcoming second round of staking. So get ready to stake your BRBC. And we've included a screenshot of that new landing page in the weekly report. You can check that out when you guys take a look at it. Okay, before I go any further with the weekly update report, I am going to take a couple more questions. Dustin wants to know if all of the volume on Probit, all the trade volume on Probit, is part of the cooperation with Testnet Ventures. I'm not privy to that information. If that is the case, I have not been informed or made aware of it by anybody on the team. So as far as I know, that's not our doing, as far as I know. Let's see here, go through the chat and look at some of these next questions here. Does first round stakers not get a chance to get priority over to the second round of staking? I will have to ask about whitelisting and how that is going to work. I'm not 100% sure if you participated in round one, if that guarantees you a spot in round two or not. I will consult with the team, and that will be one of the things we'll address over the weekend before staking starts next week. Nordic Sun says, has the team ironed out the issues with staking so the second round, or so that during the second round the website is not constantly crashing? As far as I am aware, the team has taken the necessary precautions to try to alleviate, network congestion, which would cause the site to 404, or is it 504? I don't remember. So, yeah, as far as I'm aware, our front end guys are they set in place some things to prevent that from happening the way it did during the first round. But again, it was extremely popular, so we'll see. We don't get like a stress test of people trying to flood the website all at once very often. So Chuck wants to know, is there an update on governance? I don't have an update for you right now. I can mention that the team has been working on the UI for governance, and so our front end team has been working on getting that designed the UI and get the splash landing page all set up for that. So they are working on that at the moment. Aside from that, I do not have any additional updates. Let's see here. Oliver asks, can we remove the volume tracker on Rubic.exchange and put it somewhere else, maybe an analytics page? Yeah, I mean, I've seen that suggested by a number of people. It would definitely offer a more minimalistic approach to the user interface for app.rubic.exchange. I will convey your suggestion to the team, for sure. AE wants to know, is there a max amount of tokens per wallet for the next round of staking? As far as I know, it is going to be identical in that regard to the first round of staking. It will be limited to 100,000 per wallet. If that changes or there's an update, we'll let you know. Patrick Kruger wants to know, what's the reason for lower APR in the second round? It is not APR, it's APY. And the difference between the two is one compounds and the other does not. I think they should be rather similar in terms of their payout, in terms of just raw number of tokens. But that, again, wholly depends upon the price of Rubic, because the team does the buybacks with, utilizing the USDC that we're accruing from the fees, and then applying that towards purchasing RBC on the open market, and then distributing that back to our stakers as rewards. So wholly dependent upon that as well. Chuck wants to know, is a new roadmap in the works for Q2? Q1 is almost over. Yeah, we'll be updating the roadmap again sometime in the next month or so, and that will entail a more detailed breakdown of the roadmap items for Q2, and potentially some for Q3 as well. Sorry, I keep getting pings and notifications here from Twitter Spaces, and I keep thinking somebody's asking me a question or raising their hand. So I need to get used to all the audio prompts. All right. Patrick Kruger says, is it guaranteed 30% like the 80%? I believe so. I believe the team is guaranteeing 30%. I will double check, though, with the rest of the team to make sure that that is accurate. Okay, let's turn back to the weekly report. Okay, so I have an update for you guys regarding the referral program. So today, or to date rather, we have had over 500 people create unique referral links to promote the Rubic Relay widget. Over the course of the last week, we had 2 projects install the widget, DogeX and Elon Hype. So congratulations to them. We're happy that they integrated our widget, and it makes their platforms not only aesthetically pleasing, but also much more convenient for their users to buy their respective tokens. So now you'll be able to buy DogeX and Elon Hype in one click on their websites directly. And we have a screenshot or two in the weekly report showing that widget integration. And then there's just a last little blurb in there in the weekly update report pertaining to this Twitter Spaces that I'm conducting right now. Again, we are recording this live broadcast, so we will have a link to this recorded session directly through Twitter. But again, it's a very arduous process to withdraw and extract the audio from this recording. Twitter did not make it easy, and it's kind of a hassle. So uploading it to Telegram or Anchor right now is a little dicey. But we are going to upload the video recording of today's AMA to YouTube as well. So you'll be able to watch this over there on YouTube. All right. Let's see, I got some new questions coming in. All right. Hold on one second here. I got an update. So there may, getting an update here, it may be a little less actual RBC received for the same amount of RBC staked during this next round. And that will be because of the current temporary removal of multi-chain protocol fees. And we may also remove them for a temporary period in the future. And there could also be a reduction in the fees that are being incurred for multi-chain protocol as well. So we'll keep that in mind. Not guarantee anything. It is going to be a 6-month staking duration, so a lot can happen in 6 months in this industry. A lot is going to happen in terms of development for the Rubic project. So we don't want to overpromise anything. So we're going to be really reserved with what we're informing you guys of, and letting you guys know what we're doing. And yeah, I mean, again, though, we'll be as forthright as we possibly can and let you know and update you guys accordingly. And if anything changes in regards to fees and things like that, we'll update you. And then we'll let you know what's going on with the APR, or APY rather, for this second round of staking. Right. Patrick Kruger asks, 6 months. Wow. Do we really only need to stake Rubic? Yes. All you need to do is stake Rubic. And it will be in BRBC. So if you have Rubic proof of stake on Polygon, or Rubic on the Ethereum network, you're essentially just going to be bridging your tokens into BRBC, and then that is what will be staked. All right. That pretty much wraps it up for the weekly update today. I am going to go ahead and select some names from those who have asked questions. I'm going to pick a winner for today's $50 worth of BRBC. So give me 1 second here. I need to put some of these names into randomizer. Already got some of the names. Dustin in there. Who else was it that asked a question? I think I've got everybody. Some of the usual suspects. Okay. Are there any last minute questions for me before we wrap up today's AMA? I don't believe we do. All right, let me go ahead and pick a winner for today. Okay, congratulations, Kai. You are the winner of $50 worth of BRBC. Congratulations. Go ahead and shoot me a DM after today's show, and I will go ahead and hook you up with that $50 worth of BRBC. I had a question come in just now. Bobby Brown wants to know, is Vlad or any other Rubic team members or leaders coming to Twitter? I believe so, yeah. Like in terms of coming on Twitter Spaces, absolutely. As far as creating their own personal, professional Twitter account, I'm not 100% sure if like Vladimir will be doing that, or any of our executives are. But I mean, you guys keep bugging, I'm sure they'll do it. But yeah, we'll definitely have Vladimir and Alexandra on some future Twitter Spaces to do some AMAs, and interact with our community some more. I don't know when that next AMA with Vladimir and Alexandra will be, but I can check with them, and we can coordinate and come up with a date on something. Johan Wolfart wants to know, is there any chance that we're looking at integrating the secret network? It's definitely on the list of blockchains. I don't know. I haven't spoken with anybody on the team that's responsible for the next blockchain network integration, but I do know that it's going to require some development time because a lot of what is being considered right now for blockchain development and integration is a little more complicated than some of the blockchains we've recently integrated. And some of them are in different programming languages as well. So our guys need to either learn the programming languages or we need to hire people in that are very proficient in them. So it will take a little bit of time. It won't be 3 blockchains in 3 weeks like we just had, but we're still going to aim for the 12 blockchains, one per month over the course of 2022. So Patrick Kruger says, one more question. Can you help me beat this boss in Elden Ring? No, I mean, I haven't played it yet. It's like Dark Souls, right? Elden Ring is like Dark Souls. It's pretty cool. It looks like a gorgeous game visually, and the gameplay looks awesome. I've kept my eye on that. Let's see here. Botsford wants to know if I approve of Russia's actions. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I will leave the geopolitical commentary to folks who are way more engaged in that than I. I'm focused on blockchain. I am focused on Rubic. I am focused on, turning Rubic into a global brand name and a household name for crypto. So. J-Rex says, I'm getting FOMO on Rubic. Should I go with it or no? I say go with it. Not financial advice, but I'd say go with it. I mean, to let you guys know where I'm at, I just bought some more Rubic myself in the last day or so. So, all right. Let's see here. Mark Zeus69 says in one of your chats or messages on Telegram, you mentioned that we are still working on a tier 1 centralized exchange listing. That is correct. I did mention that, and we are. There's a lot of stipulations for a lot of these exchanges, but it does become a lot easier to get listed when the entire market is in a downtrend. Like a mini bear or a long bear market. A lot of those requirements, stipulations, their thresholds are reduced just because there's less, daily users, weekly users, monthly users. There's less trade volume. There's a lot of stuff. So it's a way to, for projects like us to be able to meet those thresholds a lot easier, and we have an easier time of getting listed. So, Patrick Kruger, how much is your stack? Call in. Which island are you going to buy? I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I have. Let's just say I definitely have a make it stack. And all you longtime community members know what the suicide, the comfy, and the make it stacks are. So definitely have a make it stack at least. All right. I think that is going to do it. So again, congratulations to Kai on winning the $50 worth of BRBC. Shoot me a message after today's AMA is over, and we'll go ahead and get you squared away with all that. All right. That is going to... Oh, wait. Hold on now. Hold on a moment. Kai would like to re-roll the dice. All right. Let's do a re-roll then. Our resident Admin, Cube Wizard, congrats. You are the winner of $50 worth of BRBC, and I say duly deserved. Oh, he wants me to re-roll the dice emoji. Wait, Kai, are you passing on your $50 of BRBC? Let me know in the chat right now. Otherwise, I can go ahead and wrap up. All right. Well, I will figure all of this out later. I will consult with him, and we'll get all of this squared away. Thank you again to all our listeners who joined us today. For all of you joining on Twitter, I appreciate your time and for all your patience as I navigate, hosting this on new platforms and doing the video recording and doing all of this new stuff. So thank you guys very much. I do hope that Twitter updates Twitter Spaces very soon, so I can just use my desktop PC for all of this stuff. I have like a really awesome podcast mic that I can't use right now. I'm using these wireless earbuds through my phone to do the Twitter Spaces. So I apologize if the audio there's a little bit of an echo or the quality just doesn't sound amazing. So I do apologize. But again, thank you all so much for joining us. We really appreciate your support. We cannot do it without our community. So thank you all so very, very much. I sincerely want to thank you for being a part of Rubic and for participating in our weekly AMAs. That is going to do it for another episode of Rubic Weekly Chat. I've been your host, Colin O'Brien. Thank you all so very much for stopping by, and as always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and most importantly, stay cubic. Take care, everyone.